I think one of the lies about marriage is that, time heals all wounds. And even though it's a nice cliche, it's just not true. What we do during that time heals wounds. And I think for a lot of people in marriage where the conflict continues to not get resolved and just recycling pain, is that we just think time's going to heal it. And over time, it doesn't heal. If anything, it kind of creates a like a heart disease, or like emotional heart disease. And so then it could come out in different ways. And so I think the responsibility for each partner and spouse, like if there's a hurt, there's a pain, um, or a wound, that we just don't let that go. Either we try to resolve it with each other if that's the case of a marriage issue, or if it's something else in life, that we do the work that's necessary to find the healing that we need, so that we just don't lean on time, but it's what we do in time that matters.
So just as an example, like what you do into you're saying that, but not giving any examples. So like for me, let's say it's grief or whatever it is, right? It's if you need to journal something out, right? It during the time. If you need to communicate something, if you need to because it could there could be a really big conflict where it's like weeks or months because there's such a big hurt, right? What are you going to do during that time to get healthy and work on what you can work on because you can only control you in that situation to get the healing you need, right? Or the
Yeah,
the resolution you need.
I think the great example recently is in the last 5 years, we both have lost parents.
Right.
And we talked about just candidly, like, look, there's grief and then there's active grief. And when your grief's not active, unresolved grief can turn into Great Depression or
Bitterness.
yeah, bitterness, things like that. So we were really, you know, active grieving looked like, okay, for example, we say, hey, we're in journal about it as individuals. One thing I did was just, I wrote a letter to my mom every day that she passed away, until I felt like I didn't need that, do that anymore. I didn't need that connection point. We talk about having a living legacy with our parents, where we do certain things. Like we say, hey, this is grandma's tacos, or, oh my gosh, you're just like Papa when you do this. Or so we make sure our kids hear that that's their legacy that's been left behind, is their grandparents. But it's also good for us. It's healing for us. And so we have these moments and certain dates that we'll do certain things that represent their legacy.